Hi, I'm Stacey Pingree, founder of Radiant Financial Group and the Legacy Wealth Podcast. Today, we have a true legacy wealth builder that is living the American dream. So I am really, really excited to introduce and have as a guest today to share his story, Mr. Oleg Bortman.
Bortman.
Oh my gosh, Mr. Oleg Bortman. I'm sorry. I knew that and I somehow knew I was going to mess that name up.
As long as you call me, I don't care what you call me.
Exactly. You have not only built an incredible brokerage, real estate brokerage here in the Arizona in the Valley, but are an avid investor as well. Have been doing this a long time. You have such a deep knowledge and background here. I can't wait to just get you started. So I wanted to start with just give us a little bit of background. How did you end up here?
So thank you so much for having me on your show. Number one. So I was born in Ukraine. At that time, it was the Soviet Union. We immigrated in 1979 and landed in New Jersey on the East Coast. I was 3. My sister was just under 6. My mom was 30. My dad was 42. No one spoke any English. So we were sponsored by a Jewish family, JCC, the Federation. And we grew up on the East Coast. So I grew up in New Jersey, an area where everyone's just transparent, straight up to your face.
Oh, yeah.
No holds bar, environment. And coming from, at that point, was the Soviet Union, and now it's Ukraine. It broke out in 1988, and every country had their own kind of land. That's just how we always grew up. Hard work, didn't speak the language. English was my second language. I still speak broken English. Depends on the environment.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, thank you. Depends on where I'm at. But it's my mom worked 2 jobs. My dad worked 2 jobs. I was delivering newspapers at 11 years old, making, it was on your little bike in New Jersey. It's raining. You throw it, it gets wet. And then on Fridays, you had a little punch card. You had to go collect the money for the week route and then get some tips. So we just
started early,
and you had to get the hustle on early. I played soccer growing up, and then I went to school for bio pre-med. My parents, every Jewish mom and dad wanted their kid to be either a lawyer or a doctor.
Or a filmmaker.
Yes, right.
Studio head.
Definitely not a salesman, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And then I went to school. I got a degree in the bio pre-med. I worked a couple years in the lab, pharmaceutical sales. I worked in the lab first. Realized that wasn't really my personality, talking to Petri dishes or sitting in the lab with, pushing buttons. From there, I transitioned into pharmaceutical sales.
Okay.
I was in pharma for about 15 years from start to finish. Late 90s, I was still in Jersey working for Abbott at the time. And I read a book that changed my whole life, and that was Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Robert Kiyosaki, who now lives here in Arizona, he actually lives in the Biltmore Circle. It just made me look at business and life at a whole different perspective. Instead of me working for my money, having my money work for me. And it started resonating. I'm like, well, how do I do this? And that was the start.
That book is so, to me, it's like, it's so impactful because it's written in such a it's just written in a common man's way, right? So you're just like, yeah, what am I doing here?
Totally.
Yeah. I mean, it's actually the quote you just said is one of the quotes I wrote down when I was reading through your book. I'm like, you and I are just linked in that way.
Yeah.
I want my money to work for me. I don't want to work for money.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. And in corporate America, you're tied to a position, which is tied to a salary, which is tied to,
Yes.
Upward mobility is like, and even in sales. I mean, you're
100%.
fighting every year. You're fighting every year to become number 1 again.
Yes, they raise your bar another 20% just to get paid the same, and then the bonus is like, you sell 20 million and you get a bonus of 330,000.
Yeah.
But they're making massive margins after you already worked for what they pay you for.
Right.
And then next year your base is 30 million. You're like, oh my God, I went from 20 to 30. Now you only sell 40. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
But they spend a lot of time and money in developing people. So I appreciate it. I never was upset. Everything I've done, I've learned from. And now owning a business like you do, there's a lot of overhead.
Yeah.
It's a lot of risk. Every night, if the sales don't come in, I have salaries to pay.
Yep.
I'm the one not sleeping.
Yep.
Not them.
Exactly.
So, I appreciate all the money and time invested into it. I think corporate America has a massive role in training and developing people.
Yep.
But those few, that 1% or 5%, whatever it really is, of those entrepreneurs, don't ever be mad at the environment you're in. Just change the environment you're sitting in.
So this really got me in your book. I love that so much. You sounds like your mom was Is she still alive?
She is.
Okay, so she is amazing
She is
because
amazing. She's my best friend.
yeah, okay, that's
Yes.
even better. That makes me even happier. But as I've been through your book, because we're going to get to you being an author, and this book is amazing.
Thank you.
But tell me a little bit about how she's helped instill belief, because it sounded like from an early age she's been telling you to believe in yourself.
Yeah, from when I was a little kid, my mom said, you could be a professional soccer. Whatever you believe in, you can do.
Yeah.
Think about it. When they came over, mom was 30 and my dad was 42. They had no skill sets that were transferable from the Soviet Union to America.
Right.
We had no family to support us. So she became a seamstress. So she used to work a thing called piecework. I've never heard of it until I was a little kid. But you would sew, and if you sew on a cuff, you get a nickel. If you sew it on a collar, you get another. So each thing was called piecework. So you get a little bit for everything. So they might have been working for 50 cents or $1 an hour. As a little kid, if we, as a family, we made 30 or 35,000, it was like an incredible year for us. So, but we were so blessed for freedoms. That's the one thing people don't understand is the freedoms in America. It surpasses anything in life you can imagine. What's so beautiful about this country is you could be broke today, a millionaire tomorrow, broke by Monday, and a billionaire by Saturday. It's the only country. Other countries, we were Jewish, we were born in the Soviet Union, it's an anti-Semitic country. They would ask you on our passport, my passport said, it didn't say I was Russian or Ukrainian, it said I was Jewish. It was a nationality.
Wow.
So people don't understand. So when you're in that class of whatever you are, you can't win, you can't excel.
Yeah.
Here, it doesn't matter what your background is. If you have the hard work and people supporting on you and mentoring you, like you need a mentor. You need somebody that believes in you more than you believe in yourself.
Yeah.
That's the key to that.
That's awesome.
Someone sees in you that you could be the next Michael Jordan, even though you don't see it at 9. But if they believe in you and push you hard enough, you can be the next Michael Jordan. Yeah. It's just an amazing country. Best place in the world to live in.
I love it that you say that, because I'm a huge America fan, and I feel like sometimes we take such a beating,
Yes.
and I understand that we're not perfect, but man, I mean, I travel a lot. I know you do too.
Sure.
And it's just every time I come home, it's the one message I write to my team. I say, I'm glad to be an American. I love where I was and I had a great time, and here's the photos to prove it, but I'm glad to be home, and for all the reasons that you just said. Yeah, it's crazy. Who were the mentors in your, so you're talking about mentoring and who were the mentors for you?
My mom was always so inspirational. I mean, to go from nothing, coming to a country with no money or the language, she was always an entrepreneur. So she bought a business. So the co-factory she used to work for, she ended up buying.
Wow.
And then after that, she sold it, and then she got into cleaning business. So she owned like a big commercial cleaning business. So when I was in high school at nights, I would go, after playing soccer or whatever, at 9 o'clock, we'd go to offices and I'd be cleaning offices. Yeah. And I was just proud of it. I was like, oh yeah, I got a job. Like it wasn't like I'm a cleaner. I got a job at 7. I was so excited that I had a job. One of the factories she used to clean for, which was not far from our house, was a Snapple factory, Snapple teas.
Yeah.
So they would always have like extra Snapples. So after cleaning, I'd be like, oh, I got the kiwi strawberry or whatever flavors. So Snapple's close to my heart.
Yeah.
So that's kind of entrepreneurial spirit that my mom always had in me. And I saw it because I grew up in that environment.
Yep.
And then when I got into Abbott, there was an incredible woman that also took a liking to me. And she was just one of the most giving women I've ever met in my life, Mary Gullo. I started off as a sales rep. I was I outworked everybody. The reason I was good, I wasn't good at sales. I just was willing to work more hours than everybody else. As I got older and older, I became more, smooth, I would say, at the sales techniques. But Mary Gullo took a big liking to me. She was incredible. I started off as a sales rep. I won President's Club, so it was always the top 5% of the sales organization. Which is awesome. So I won 3 years in a row. I got promoted up to a sales trainer. And Mary was always helping me navigate the corporate world. She was in it for 20, 25 years. Her husband was incredibly successful, still is. Back then it was Smith Barney. Oh, yeah. Now I think it's Morgan, one of the Morgan or Merrill Lynch divisions. And he had an office in Park Avenue. So she didn't have to work. She did it for the love of coaching and developing people, because he was killing it. Like he was the head president of the branch. So I don't know what he was making, but whatever
She
it was,
did
it
need to
wasn't
work.
enough. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
She just loved giving back. She was just an incredible woman. She was at our wedding. She's still a very close friend of ours,
Wow.
my wife and I. So I wrote about her in a book, how much she impacted my life
Yep.
and career as well.
Yeah, it takes. I feel like people that invest in you, you know, you look back and you're like, why did they, you know? But I think you said it, like they see in you something that, and you were probably very coachable.
Yeah.
And you wanted to be better.
I do. Every day, we joked about before we started, but I celebrate every day as my birthday. So I'm officially 18,129 days old. You know, the earth gets older a day, and when we have babies, we celebrate every day, and then every week, and then a month. And when we get older, we're like, oh, how about a year? And then someone's like, oh, I'm still 42 when you're like 75. I celebrate every day as my birthday, and I'm so blessed to have it.
Okay, so two things I have to get to then.
Sure.
One is your family prayer, because I love this, or family, you know,
Yes.
the mantra prayer, or however you want to say. And the second one is how you see life in quarters. And so.
You know, I'm blessed every day. Every day you know, I was talking with my barber the other day. We were getting a haircut and we were joking around. I said, you know, how many people are dead at the cemetery? And he's trying to think of a number. I said, all of them. Right? It's true. It's just all of them. He was like, I don't know, like, you know, 30 million. And I was like, all of them.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, they don't see it. They don't have any more tomorrows.
Yeah.
So every day I wake up and God gives me the power to get out of my bed on my own is a blessed day. I get to see my wife. I get to see my kids. I get to talk to my mom. My mom's 75. She'll be 76 August 21st. She's coming out here to visit us. So I'm literally blessed because everyone that doesn't wake up, they don't have any more options.
No.
I don't know if I have an hour left or if I have 50 more years. So every day I cherish as another blessing from the man upstairs.
Yeah.
And we're not super religious. We're Jewish. I don't go to temple every Sunday. I don't turn off my cell phone. But I'm very spiritual, and I believe in God, and He's really given me a journey that I've outperformed in my mind. Think about it. Right now, the big war between Russia and Ukraine, and in the last 3 years, 1 million people died. Over what? It's just ridiculous. It's devastating.
Yeah.
So if I was still in Ukraine and my parents didn't come over in '79, I would be dead by now.
Yeah.
Either an alcoholic or on the streets, or in a war. How can you not live every day like it's a blessing?
Yeah. It's so true. It's so absolutely true. And we get caught up in things.
Totally. You get a client that annoys you, or somebody else doesn't choose to go a different route or pick another agency or whatever. It's like, I'm going home to my wife, my kids.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that.
I'll have a glass of wine at the end of the night. Thank you so much for having me.
Exactly.
And then the prayer or
the prayer. Yeah, please. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, because I am so blessed, I believe in it. So we always say yesterday was the past. You can't do anything about it. Tomorrow's the future. Today is the present. Present, so it's so special because present, American language is so unique, right? Present is spelled both ways, as a gift and today. Where I was taking my kids to school and the word live and live is spelled the same. Two total different meanings. So, and today is the present, a gift from God. So every day I wake up, it's another present from the man upstairs.
Yeah.
So.
And man, I mean, it seems, it really feels like even what you build, it seems the culture. So you and I have not worked together as, you know, a lender or real estate agent. And we talked, we share some, you know, some friends out there and some acquaintances and colleagues and clients and everything else. But I love what you and Tucker have built because the Brokery is I didn't introduce you as that. I introduced you as the American dream guy. You know what I mean? So you're also the broker, managing broker or partner broker?
A co-founder, yeah. So we own it 50-50 right down the middle.
Perfect, yeah. Of the Brokery, which to me, what I love, I've always loved, and when I had the opportunity to work with Tucker on a couple of deals, and what I love about that feel of your office, even driving by it. Well, first of all, I just love to drive because it just looks like you're just supposed to be in the community, first of all. And it just feels very, you know, it fits right there. I don't know the best way to say it. And I'm so big on community and being a part of your community and giving back. We do a big event here called Sip, Shop, and Shine. And we bring all small businesses to the backyard. I want to be a part of that, you know? And so tell me about that. How did you guys come up with your branding and your sort of story?
Sure. Yeah. So we started off, Tucker just finished the Marines. I'm about 10 years older than Tucker.
Okay.
So I was hanging my license in an office called the Biltmore Lifestyles Real Estate. So our broker had an office in the lobby of the Arizona Biltmore Hotel. And when we moved back here from Vegas, my wife was born and raised here. She's a Phoenician. We lived like at 22nd and Lincoln, so a couple miles away. And her mother lived in the Biltmore. She was like, "Oh, this lady has a real estate office in the hotel." I was like, "Oh, this is the coolest thing ever."
Yeah.
And I love the Biltmore. I love the nostalgia of a Frank Lloyd Wright inspired hotel. Like, I love architecture.
Yep.
So I interviewed with her. I showed up in a suit, yes, in Phoenix in the summertime. She looked at me like I had three heads. Like, what do you, this is not like a job interview. Like,
This
you're a
guy's from New
realtor,
Jersey.
right? This guy doesn't fit here. What's going on? So I showed up in the suit and I interviewed, and she hired me, and I just loved the Biltmore. So it was just like I felt like this is my home.
Yeah.
So I started working for her a year and a half later, again, enlisting in Arcadia. Tucker and I do a cross sale. He just gets out of the Marines. And in Arcadia back then, he was able to buy a house for less than $400,000. That's just how crazy it was in 2012.
Oh, man.
And he felt he was overpaying for a house back then. So we did a cross sale, we connect, and we said, hey, what I loved about him, he was a Marine. He served for our country. The reason I have my freedoms here is because of him.
Yeah.
Him and other men and women that serve every day, take their risks. So I loved that about him. I also loved his work ethic. It was similar to mine, even though he's 10 years younger than me. He would work as hard as me.
Yeah.
His by trade he's a commodities trader. His dad's been a commodities trader for over 30 years. So Tucker started trading commodities, and I was consulting in selling food and other entities. So we connected. We said, hey, I was like, Tucker, how about we create a team? And I was like, yeah, sure, that sounds good. So like at the cross sale 3 weeks later, on a handshake, we decided to create a team. And he's very casual. So if those are from Arizona understand the summers are hot here.
Yeah.
People are very casual. And then you got this kid from the East Coast in a suit, and like it was like oil and vinegar. The two just did not match. And Tucker, for those that know him, is very structured.
Yeah.
I'm very outgoing. So again, it's like yin and yang,
Yeah.
two total different.
Good mix.
Great mix,
Yeah.
right? Because, in business, you want somebody who's very, marketing focused and somebody in sales, because the two have to come together to grow any business. You own several businesses, you understand.
Absolutely.
So we decided to create a team, and we started talking about ideas. And I said, well, it can't be our names. Whatever we grow, I'm not looking for now. I'm looking like 5, 10, 15 years from now. It's going to be bigger than who we are. So everyone used to call me the suit. Right? Like, I would just sit in an open house and they're like, are you wearing a suit? It's 120 degrees. I'm like, yeah, I'm not sweating. So long story short, Tucker's like, well, how about the suits? I'm like, Tucker, you understand you have to go buy suits now. Like, you cannot wear shorts, polo
This is
shirts.
a swimsuit.
That's right. It's not the bathing suit party, right? Like,
Yeah.
you have to change your wardrobe. And he did. He started buying custom suits. And for us to go into the Biltmore, where the average home age of the owner was 60 years old, Tucker's got baby face. So he was like 25.
Got it.
He looked like he was 15. So wearing a suit made him look a lot more sophisticated.
Sure.
So that's how the suits were born. So we created a team under the brokerage, and we started getting our hustle on, started selling. We loved it.
Yeah.
And about 5 or 6 years later, we got to the fact that we were selling almost like 85 to 90% of the broker's business, that we said, hey, we're either going to start another firm or we'll buy you out and you can stay on with us. So she agreed on it. And that was the first time after 7 years of being partners, we actually had to get a contract in place, because we had to buy her out. It got more convoluted. So from there, we built a building in Arcadia near LGO from the ground up. And Tucker only used the local architect and local builder. He's born and raised Arcadia. He loves Arcadia. It's in his blood. It's home. Yeah. And at that point, I got more entrenched into the neighborhood. I got on the men's board for Fresh Start Women's Organization. I felt like I was so blessed that God has given me all these amazing wins. I had to give back. So my wife was actually always the philanthropy person in the house. And I was just like, whatever. But as I got older and wiser, I got a love for it. We trademarked Relentlessly Local for real estate. So that's our brand, our trademark. And everything we do is about our neighborhoods. So we took over the Biltmore. We then took over Arcadia Light, and we realized we've created a model that's unique to the entire country. You would go to California, you see local real estate companies, but in Arizona, they didn't have it. Nobody was going into brick and mortar in 2017.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, oh, brick and mortar is dead. Malls are not going to make it. That's when we got into brick and mortar.
Right.
Everybody else was corporate based. We were neighborhood based. We started putting on farmer markets. We had vendors come over, parties. It was like, this is amazing. And that's what we did. So from there, we went to North Central. We bought a building in 2020 in the middle of COVID. We're like, yeah, people aren't buying houses. Hey, let's go buy commercial space.
Yeah, and just to add, I want to ask you that, Phoenix is sort of, I mean, I don't know, it takes a wrap. It's changing over the last, I've been here since 1990, away for a few years in the 2000 area, but yet it didn't have that real urban, there's community vibe has to be built in the community because there isn't this like urban, it's not New York and New Jersey. It doesn't have these, the neighborhoods aren't, but they were doing things. They just were, it was very localized, right? So I feel like it's such a great niche too, because Arcadia wants to be with Arcadia, and like Litchfield Park, where I am, is exactly the same model.
I drove in, I didn't even recognize it, a little downtown area. I mean, I think it's amazing. I was like, I should open up a real estate office right here on the corner of the Brokery.
I mean, maybe we'll be talking. I got actually the Upward Project. You're one of your people in your book here. I want to get her involved.
Lauren Bailey. Yeah. She's amazing. Yeah. She's one of my dearest friends.
Yeah. Well, I'll be calling you on that one.
Please, any time. I've known her when she had her very first restaurants. When I used to call on her, selling olives and olive oil and all this stuff before I got into real estate.
Well, it reminded me of her when you were talking about local, like feeling local, what they've done with.
She's amazing. Yeah. So at PB Mall, they're doing that rebirth over there. And Sam Fox opened up Blanco and the Blanco Reserve. And
Postino
and then she just opened up Federal Pizza. I was there for the soft opening. Awesome. So all these areas, wherever the local vibe here is just unbelievable.
It is, yeah.
And the loyalty to those brands is incredible to see.
It is.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, love it. Well, that is just exactly, that is who you guys, your brand works because you feel it. You can, I mean, again, it's so apparent in everything that you guys do and how you market and how you talk and the clients you have and that I talk to, that I know. So it really works. Tell me, okay, so you built the brand together. What's happening now?
So we have 5 offices. We have about just over 100 agents now. Wow. So from 17, when it was just literally Tucker and I and a team, there was 7 of us. At that year, the company sold $35 million. Last year, we finished just under $500 million.
Awesome.
100 offices. We have now 3 branch managers. Our goal is to continue expanding. The hardest thing for expansion for us is having the right people to lead our brand or culture. Like we focus on the 4 key C's. Number 1 is culture for us. Number 2 is coaching, collaboration. So we're fully open. We don't have doors on offices. Everybody, we're very competitive, but we're competitive to help each other out to get to the next level. Yep. And the 4th C is we create CEOs. Our real estate office, realtors are all 1099 employees. They're their own CEO, the CFO, CMO. They're the person that opens up the door. They think they have, but they don't run it like a business. They chase transactions. Tucker and I teach them how to run this strictly as a business. You got to get paid for your time. You got to pay for your knowledge. But you shouldn't be doing things that you shouldn't be doing. You pay an expert to do your taxes. You pay an expert to do your marketing. You go knock on the doors. You go face-to-face appointments. That's where you get paid. So those are 4 C's that we really hound on. In our
and for people listening to this right now, I can say this, building mine. I mean, I would have said, for me, I would have said so very similarly, culture and collaboration and community. I would have had, right? Because but the CEO is awesome because the C for CEO, because for those of you listening, people that are transactional based are just waiting, just on to the next deal and on to the next deal. And you're teaching them to build a relationship that lasts a lifetime because they're building their own legacy, their own business. And that's every single person that you talk to, that you touch, that you impact is going to touch and impact another person. I mean, it is got to be part of a culture.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I love that coaching too. The coaching part is, amazing.
And that's how I'm here because of the Marys, my mom, the other people that have impacted my life. They would coach me, or I paid for coaching. John Boehm, speaking about it, co-author. He was our business coach for 5 years. Amazing.
Yeah, and just, you attribute a lot to...
Incredible coach. Yeah. He pushed us, and you have, again, Tucker and I, like oil, and like we're very different. But he found us a common language, and that's to grow a brand, get more involved in the community. Well, I want to have offices in other states. I want to have more offices in Arizona, but it's a people-based business. So I have to find the right people.
Yeah.
We have the funding. We have the right people
Sure.
in the right seats in order to open up more offices.
But being intentional.
It's absolutely intentional. We know it's scalable. We have branch managers. They make money. Everybody makes money.
Yeah.
But it has to be, it's easy to like, oh, here's $1 million. I bought a building. And then 3 years later, it's non-profitable.
Right.
And then you close it. That doesn't work for us.
That doesn't work, no. And it's just a waste of everyone's time.
Yes, for sure.
So that brings me to this too. So one of the things I really loved in your book, and it hits me because of where I am personally, but at 53 and at, being where I'm I'm in the Q3, as you say,
yes,
third quarter. But I'd love to have you expound on this because I have a daughter going off to college, and you're talking about becoming an empty nester and some of these things. I'm not ready to go to like the fourth quarter. I'm still, I'm in the game for a while here yet, but, well, fourth quarter, I guess I still, the need to nurture, the need to coach, like the desire rather, not need, but the desire. You said you could become wiser, and all of a sudden you're like, wait a second, the people that help me, who's next in line? Who can I help? That becomes it's something I wake up to, right? I mean, it's something I wake up to. So tell me about your ideas there and how it's worked for you.
Yeah, so nurturing, what I realize, and you also have a business, and I'm sure you have a lot of agents to be where you are in your career. What you find is people, it's like seasons. You'll go in, you'll give your heart and soul to somebody, and then they leave. And it's like someone ripped a piece of heart from you, because when you nurture and you mentor people, financially, you won't ever get back what you have given into somebody, ever. But deep down inside that person, when they hit whatever their stride is, and even if they go to another company, competitor, and you're like, oh my God, look, he's married, she's married, whatever she did, you were part of it. Just think about even like Michael Jordan's mentor, right? When he's like, the first coach said, you're not making the team the junior year.
Yeah.
That was like devastating to him, but that drove him to be the GOAT of basketball, right? So it's one of those things as you go through your chapters or quarters in life. And Q3 is the one when you found the career that you're into and you're loving it. And at some point you go in quarter 4 when you don't have to work anymore. I think that transition, you're still doing what you're doing, but you don't have to work anymore. You're doing it for the love, and you start giving back more than you actually get.
Yeah. Money-wise,
for sure. But as I get older, and I have 2 kids, Lily's 12 and a half, Levi's 14, my son, 9th and 7th grade, to see where he is, the best compliment for any parent is like, oh my God, I met your daughter, your son, and they're like the most amazing kids. They're well-behaved. Now, and I don't know what he's going to do in his career, but have a stranger at a restaurant or even a friend of yours give you a compliment, your kid is the best sign that you were the best mentor you could have ever done.
Yeah.
So as we go through life, and you're going to have generational wealth, I'm going to have generational wealth. That is like, it was funny when I first started buying condos in Vegas in 2003, what I always thought was like, well, when my kid turns 18, I can sell one of these. I bought it for 50 and sell it for 200 and pays for their tuition.
We said the same thing.
Right? And then I'm like, well, so then I have a third one, a fourth one, a fifth one, sixth one. I'm like, well, shit, they're making money. Why do I have to sell it? By the time they go to college, I can pay cash. So my goal is to leave as many assets as possible. I plan on selling nothing. I want to be a hoarder of all assets. Gold, I haven't gotten into crypto yet, but gold and houses and whatever I want, and sell none of it.
Yep.
Because I don't have to.
Yep.
Because when you're in quarter 4, you don't have to. That's the beauty of it.
That is.
It's just what you want to do. You don't need to do it anymore. And then you get time to do what you really want to do in life.
Yep. Well, we say that we don't sell real estate anymore. We don't sell any more real estate. I mean, the properties we have, we hold. And, they need a little work. We fix them up and redepreciate them.
Oh my God, isn't that amazing?
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's really the tool,
Totally.
But teaching the kids, right, that it can be a burden without the proper guidance for them, right? You see it happen, and
all the
so
time.
I mean, having kids. To your point, then, when somebody gives you a compliment about your kids and their behavior and their drive and their whatever. Like, don't follow us. Go do your own thing.
Totally.
But yeah, we've got the tools to help support them do that and do that.
You said your youngest is going off to
So I have
college?
my oldest is going to college. So she's going to University of San Diego, and which doesn't offer scholarships, even though she's like a 4.3.
It's unbelievable.
So I'm footing the bill on those.
Yes.
And we're not selling a house to do it. I'm going to tell you that.
Right.
And then the youngest is a sophomore in high school. So yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Sports?
They're both in, my youngest is like theater, cross country. She's like that, you can kind of feel that type. And my oldest was volleyball, state champs, 2A, Great Hearts, state champions.
Great Hearts?
Yeah. Are your kids a Great Hearts?
Veritas.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So my daughter's there. My son actually got an offer. He's moving to Madrid to play soccer.
Oh my gosh. Awesome.
So I leave in a week to take him there, and he's going to be living there for a whole school. Last year he played in France for PSG, and this year he got picked up by Madrid Academy. So he's moving from France. This kid at 13 got to live overseas for a year, and now.
Oh my gosh.
That's the hard thing for us is I'm a believer in God, and everyone has a journey. I didn't realize my journey was that God was going to take my kid away from me at 13 and send him overseas. But it's I'd be a hypocrite to say no, you can't go, because my parents and my immigrated left their parents.
Well, what an opportunity,
so,
right? Does he love? He obviously loves.
Oh my God, he loves the game.
Okay.
Loves the game.
Well, he's gonna. I mean, this is like he's gonna go all the way.
Yeah, that's if the journey allows, right? You got injuries and all that stuff. You never know what a journey's laid out for you.
Yeah.
But his drive and motivation is like no other.
And he's 14. I mean, that's
14.
Yeah. Wow.
So
that's incredible.
You're losing your 18-year-old, to San Diego. I got a kid going to Madrid at 14, and that's tough on. And the dynamics, because I have a younger daughter, and they were very close. So, we went to Great Hearts, love Veritas. I think they do an incredible schooling system there. But then you have the dynamics. Now there's one kid only in the house versus two. She's got more chores, whereas Levi taking care of the dog. So
it's a different dynamic.
Navigating it all.
Oh my gosh. Well, maybe you have to have another baby.
No.
Tell your wife will come on and
no. I'll be 50 this year.
I saw that.
Yeah.
My husband too. I married a younger man.
Oh,
so
good for you.
Yeah. good for you.
Awesome.
Well, they say women live longer.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it makes sense.
It works out. Yeah. So okay, talking about your real estate. So we're legacy wealth building here, and I know your business is real estate, but how important do you think it is that your agents are learning legacy wealth strategies for themselves? Because I think that's obviously you're talking to your clients about it and you're doing it. How do you part of the culture? Is it part of your culture?
100%.
Okay.
Because of the two owners of the company, we own a lot of real estate. It's just like we literally almost force everybody to buy it. You cannot rent. You can't rent, work for the broker, and convince somebody else to own a house. That makes no sense.
Thank you.
I mean, that's like, oh yeah, I'll be a renter because I sold because I thought the market was going to go down, but I want you to buy in this market. That's not who we are.
Right.
We're very authentic, and I'm unapologetically authentic about it. Yeah. So we own a lot of real estate. What helps too is because as we open up more offices and buy buildings, we allow our agents to buy into the commercial space with us.
Oh, I love that.
We're the only firm out there that does that model. So they have, if they want money, they can't buy into the brokery as a business, but they can own the commercial space, and we become a tenant and they make rent.
Okay.
So we're very, very big on owning real estate. As a matter of fact, like our director of operations, Emily, amazing. She's been with us for about 2.5 years. She just bought her first house last month. Tucker is my personal assistant, JC, just celebrated her birthday. She's in her 30s. I won't tell you the exact age because she'll probably kick me. She never thought she'd own a home. And on the 8th last week, she closed on her first home.
Oh my gosh, exciting.
So our assistants, we make sure people get paid enough, they make the right money, because you have to get your money working for you. No matter what I pay JC or Emily or Tim, it's not in my opinion, it's not enough. They're worth more. Yep. By doing, you buy your first house, then you buy a rental, and now your money's working for you. So we preach, we do what we preach, and we're big believers in that.
I always say it's you have to be working with a firm, with agents, and with a firm that has a belief system of empowering their own people to be real estate investors, to understand it's the business we're in.
That's the business.
I mean, my goodness, I'm like, it's always amazing to me. When it comes to clients, I mean, what mistakes do you see people make in that regard? I mean, or I don't know, maybe it's not even mistakes. Maybe it's just how do you suggest that people look at real estate and get started in this market? Because it's been an interesting market last,
It has. When you're forced to make a move, that's when all the mistakes occur. And when you listen to a lot of the noise, the news, no matter what side of the news you're on, it is so distracting. The fact is, they say it's been a tough market. Well, the interest rates, when I bought my first home, I'll date it to 1999. I was so excited. I had a rate of 7.8%.
Yep.
In the 80s, my mom bought her houses in America. It was 17%.
Yep.
So 7% rates are still lower than it was in 1999. Are they the 3 and 2% that I refinanced 7 years ago? Of course not. But that was fake money. It was free money.
Mm-hmm.
And even when it went from 3 to 3.5, people were like, "Oh, I can't buy a house." I'm like, it's free money. So I always tell people, if you can't afford a payment of an extra $100 a month, then you shouldn't be buying a house in the first place.
Right.
You're over leveraged. The fact is, you want to work with somebody that's truly not only owns real estate and is a realtor. The first question you always ask a realtor: do you own or rent? If they say rent, run the other way.
Yeah.
They don't believe in it. I mean, why would I buy somebody, like if I went to let's say a Lamborghini or Porsche dealership. I went to a Porsche dealership. And the guy drives a Honda. Do you think he's the right consultant to sell me a Porsche?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
When you go to like Lululemon and these stores, they all wear Lululemon.
Yeah.
The reason they wear their brand is because they're going to sell you. They're going to tell you, oh, these pants are too tight, or they run small, whatever. So you can't go to a financial planner who doesn't have a 401k or doesn't have money.
Yeah.
You shouldn't go to a lender who's never taken a loan out.
Right.
You shouldn't go to a realtor who's never bought a house.
That's it.
It's very simple.
Yeah.
So I believe in it. We that's one of those core values, and those are the advice to anyone who's listening.
Yeah.
Whatever you're buying, go to somebody who actually does that for a living, not a part-time, whatever, or has a label like I'm a global real estate advisor. These are just fake
Ambassador.
titles. Yeah, whatever it is. How many homes do you own? Do you currently own? No, you don't own. I'm sorry, you're not right for me.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't agree more. That part of it is crazy to me. And you've invested across the country because being from New Jersey, and you still got family and houses and things back there.
Correct. Yeah. So I grew up there. I had a couple of properties. Not a good landlord, tenant friendly state, so I'm not a big fan of it. But my mom's there, so my wife and I bought my mom a house, so we still have it like a second home there. I was investing big in Vegas before the bubbles.
Yep.
And then I'm here. So, and all my properties that I own, just so you understand, I don't property manage.
Right.
That's out. Not an option for me.
Me too.
I'm not getting a call.
No.
I'll pay the property manager 8%, whatever it is, whatever, they're worth it.
Yep. Every day.
Every day. So that was one of the early rules my wife said after we got our third property. She said, if you want to buy more, you cannot take any more phone calls. So I was like, all right, I'll pay somebody for it. Again, pay the people what they do professionally for what they do.
Yeah. Yep. Get the people with experience and bring in the professionals.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're not going to try to replaster your re-drywall your house. You're going to call somebody who knows how to do drywall. That was we had the early on with rentals before the big crash and everything. We were managing our own, and then no way. I mean, I even had moms co-signing for 21-year-old sons, and the sons had destroyed one of the properties, and the mom was like, "Sorry, there's really nothing."
Is that unbelievable?
Yeah. So it was,
Sure.
I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm out of that. So, how do you feel about where Arizona's headed right now?
Very, very bullish on the market. I think it's an incredible housing market in April. So 3 months ago, my wife and I picked up 2 more real estate properties in that PV mall area off of Cactus and 40th.
Great. It's a great spot.
Blown up. So why also depreciation? You get the cost seg studies.
Yep.
So they speed up the depreciation instead of over 27 years and 5 years and bonus depreciation. So I'm a buyer. 7% rate, 8%, 3%, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
I'm a buyer because I don't trade houses like stocks. I'm not trying to time the market. As I mentioned earlier, I'm leaving everything behind.
Yep.
So in 30 years, if I have a day left or I have 50 years left on a plan, everything's gonna be free and clear. And it's all gonna be, it's my pension plan.
Exactly.
If I have 30 properties and they're all making even $2,000 a month rent, that's 60 grand a month. If they're making 10 grand a month, that's 300,000 a month.
It is such a mindset shift to get people to go from this asset is an income producer to this asset is just sitting on a balance sheet as an asset. No, this asset in real estate is actually an income producer that's going to kick out income, create depreciation as a write-off for my taxes, and provide and keep appreciating.
Appreciating.
It's going to kick me dividends and appreciate.
That's right.
I mean,
I love the dividends because the cash flow is a dividend,
It's
and
a
the
dividend.
appreciation is on a.
You get dividends,
I'm
but
gonna
then
steal that from
when you
you.
sell your stock, when you sell your
Totally.
stock, you lose your dividend, right?
That's
So you
right.
sell. So I mean, to me, this is like, yeah, I love it. So you guys, I know you believe in this. So it's
Oh
like,
my God, I love
yeah,
it.
yeah. I love it too, and it's the part of the legacy,
Totally.
Well, we're about legacy right here
That's
at this.
right.
That's what I love to share about, and that's why I love to share these stories. What do you feel is your? You've talked a lot about like leaving this stuff behind, but like legacy. What's in the next chapter for you, like as far as legacy goes here?
Yes. So I'm super excited. As I mentioned, my son is now playing soccer overseas. I grew up playing
Amazing.
soccer. I love the game. So my goal in the next 3 to 5 years is actually buy a European club. So
Wow.
anybody out there that's also has the same vision, hit me up. I'm all about it. The sports business has become literally nothing but a massive business. Every franchise in basketball and baseball and football in America, people would buy 10 years ago for 300 million, and now that it's selling for 3 billion.
It's
It's
pretty
just
insane.
insane.
Yeah.
And soccer now has become more and more popular here in the U.S., but it's always been popular overseas. So I'm trying to get a group of people together, raise some money. And, you could get one of those, you get it like Ryan Reynolds did with
Yeah.
Wrexham. He bought it for $1 million, and now it's worth $100 million.
That's a pretty good return.
Yeah, in less than 5 years. So I love the game. I would even consider, as I bought into the team, like being a real active management in it. I don't know if I would coach because I have some friends that are great coaches.
Yeah.
But I would like a general manager and owner. I love the game.
Wow,
It's
this is
incredible.
exciting.
So and it's interesting because 10 years ago or 12 years ago when Tucker and I partnered up, when we made like the first year we sold like 30 million. It was the third year in the business, about 30 million. And I made 300,000. I was like, I'm set for life. I'm not doing anything else. Like that was my goal. Like that was a 5-year
Yes.
plan. Like, oh my God, I made 300,000.
Yeah.
I go where I want. Corporate's not telling me to fly. This
Yeah.
is the best life ever. Fast forward, not even 10 years later, we're at a whole different place. And my son was not like, he liked the game, but but his love for the game has brought me back into a higher love for the game. So I don't know, but right now on my vision is to own a team. In 5 years from now, it could be totally different because I already hit that goal. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But any legacy opportunities, I sit down and meet with anybody because I never know what I can learn from somebody else.
Yeah. I love it. What a way to like wrap up our discussion. I love it so much. I could sit here and talk to you for hours and hours, and I hope to keep on talking to you
I would
more.
love to.
I wanted to mention this because if anybody out there, I wanted to promote this because I really felt like I have it on so all week I've been reading it just a little bit to see about the stories. I already knew John Bohm, and I knew, John and Kelly Bohm from out here in Litchfield Park. And I told you I'm gonna call you about a couple other, making some introductions, but they're little great short snaps of people's success. And it says 12 strike, it's always ahead.
Yes, always ahead is
what motivated you? What got you motivated to do this?
So that's a great question. So when my son was born, he was at 1 year, just about a year old. I'm a believer. I don't know if I have a day left or 50 years left. And I didn't know he would know his dad, right? So I wanted to write a memoir. So I started there. I had a ghostwriter, and it was like I paid like, I don't know, $3,000 or $5,000. And after like 4 months, I got 12 pages in, and it like didn't get anywhere. My wife's like, "You spent how much and you did what?" So
your whole story is in 12 pages,
right? It got tabled like. So then we had Lily, and a couple years ago, it was literally like 3 years ago, I was like, "Jenny, I think I'm ready to write a book." She's like, "Oh my God, not this again. How much is this going to cost us?" That's always, how much is it going to cost? I was like, "I don't know." She's like, I don't want to hear it. Just do it. I don't care what it is. Just go do it. So we were flying to visit my mom with the kids. My wife she owns a commercial insurance agency.
Okay.
So she had a meeting with some of the affiliates. She flew back, and I had the kids. So I was flying back. Levi's on his headphones with an iPad. Lily, and I'm sitting on a plane for 5 hours. I'm like, hello, right? The kids, they ignore us.
Yeah.
So I opened up the laptop, start typing. By the time I landed, I had 12 more pages done. I'm like, all right, I'm in. I'm doing this. So I'm on Instagram. I got all these feeds. I interviewed a few companies, and Best Selling Publishing was one of them. Interviewed, and I talked to the guy, and he's like, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to write this book. He's like, you need 150 pages. I'm like, oh man, that's not gonna work. I don't know where to go.
Right.
And I was like, is there any other options out there? He's like, well, have you ever heard of an anthology? I didn't even know what it meant. And he's like, it's a compilation of a lot of different stories all in one book. I'm like, I can sell that idea.
Exactly.
I got friends.
Exactly.
If I can convince 12 people to write one chapter, I can write the book of the concept of the book. So I only have to do 20 or 30 pages. I'll give a little bit of my story, and everybody else writes a chapter. And Jenny's like, yeah, I love that idea, because you wouldn't write 150 pages anyway. So that's how it all came together. So then I started thinking of people who impacted my life.
Yeah.
I was in pharma. I had two people, CEOs, one in pharmaceuticals, Lauren, dear friend of mine. And what I wanted to do, the concept of the book was to have people that were not doctors and lawyers, because everyone says as a Jewish kid, you got to be a doctor or a lawyer, that are true entrepreneurs. And I started calling my friends. And when I was done calling them, I had like 20 people. And I was like, whoa, because every person I had to put in there cost me an extra like $3,000, because that ghostwriter had to spend time with them.
Oh, okay.
So a book that I thought was going to cost $10,000 literally cost me $50,000 to put together. And it's just to give back to young people, to show that you can do whatever you want in this world. So the first one was on the house. I spent $50,000 putting this book together to help and give back to young people, and even adults, 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, thinking that this is the only path. There isn't.
No, I mean, and nobody some of the things you mentioned in here, I would feel like nobody really tells you about, until you're at our age right now, and you're going, oh, I wish somebody would have said. And so I grew up in an entrepreneurial family as well.
Sure.
So they've never worked in corporate. They only were entrepreneurs. So I didn't know that other people didn't know that stuff, that I had the hard knocks of success and failure, and running a business, and it all falls on you. And then, but like everything you've encapsulated here, I think with the stories, is just the group you pulled together is amazing.
Thank you. And the title, I got to give my wife props on this real quick. We're a big Seinfeld family. So, so we love Seinfeld. My son still at his age like loves it and watches every episode like 10 times over. So there's that one episode where Jerry had lost $20 and then put on his leather jacket. He's like, oh my God. And he's like, oh, I got George and Elaine. So even Steven.
Of course.
So we were watching before we had kids, and I'm like, Jenny, like, I'm even Steven. Like, I came to America. She's like, oh, like, you're not even Steven. You're always ahead.
I love it.
So this was like 20 years ago. She always called me always ahead, because I lived the American dream and how I look at everything in life.
That's even better than even Steven.
It's much better. And that was where the title came up, was always ahead.
Oh my gosh.
From everyday stuff. Like, we're drinking wine, talking stories, and that's where the title came from.
You're always ahead, and you're 18,000.
129 days old today.
I love this.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Oleg Bortman. I cannot thank you enough for being here today. If you guys want to connect with him, which you do, and the Brokery, I'm going to put all the information from the show in the show notes below. Amazing guest, amazing stories. Buy the book. It is really good, I promise. And you can't go wrong with just stories of determination and grit, really, a lot of it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. This was amazing.
Oh, thank you. It was fun.